I love Sonic the Hedgehog. I am well into my 30s and fell in love with Sonic at the age of 4. I'm just making that clear. Now, ever since the trailer for the Sonic Racing CrossWorlds game, the rabid Sonic fanboys, not all Sonic fans, just the rabid ones, have been going crazy with their dreams and expectations for this game. I know that a lot of people find some rabid Sonic fanboys to be insufferable, but we can say that about a lot of fanboys for any IP or dev or director. That is why they are in fact rabid fanboys. Now, there is a lot of good reasons to be excited about this new Sonic racing game, CrossWorlds, and everyone should be happy and anxious for it. And I hope it delivers the experience that they desire from it. But the glazing and comments I have been reading regarding this game is getting out of control. Even the content creators. And there are unreal expectations being latched onto this game along with false hope. You can imagine where I'm going with this. Comparing it to Mario Kart, more specifically the upcoming Mario Kart 9 for the Nintendo Switch 2, which has yet to release. But more specifically regarding units sold and revenue as opposed to gameplay. I am all for why can't you just enjoy these games for what they are, but I also get the barbershop competitive talk and spirit and the fun that may come with those kinds of conversations. So I will play ball with you, rabid Sonic fans, if that's what you want to do. There is no way in hell, heaven, Earth, Jupiter, the multiverse is multiverse, that this game will even sniff anything close to what Mario Kart 9 is destined for with regard to units sold. Sonic fanboys, why do this to yourself? Why put yourself through such agony? Now, if your argument was gameplay, experience, replay value, sure, that's possible. And that is something that is very largely subjective. Your flavor is your flavor. Now, I think objectively, it is a hard mountain to climb as far as gameplay experience, but your opinion of a game preference is in fact valid and as valid as anyone else's. But units sold? Units sold?
You're too slow. You're too slow. You're too slow. You're too slow.
You must be unfamiliar with the history of Mario Kart units sold. You must be unfamiliar with Mario Kart's tried and true formula with casual tweaks and sometimes larger tweaks from game to game to bring something a little bit fresh and a bit new to keep the game from going stale. Mario Kart is Nintendo's most consistent gem as far as units sold from generation to generation. And for good reason. It is such a guaranteed thing at this point. They could essentially put out a Switch 2 and re-release Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, add a few more riders, a few new maps, a few new items, and it will still be a guaranteed addition to almost anyone with a Nintendo Switch 2. Because it's Mario Kart. It's fucking Mario Kart. You cannot have a Nintendo console and not have Mario Kart in your home. It is the ultimate family and party game, the ultimate drinking game, The ultimate, hey, I'm bored, let's play Mario Kart game. You can turn your brain off and just race for competitive, cartoony fun. It can be fun. It can be serious. It can be competitive. You can make new friends. You can lose friends. The game is unique. I have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I never played it by myself. I purchased it and never raced a single event until I had a house party many months later. That is the only reason Mario Kart exists in my house now. I'm done playing Mario Kart games for unlocking everything solo. I have acquired all my stripes since the original Mario Kart through Mario Kart 8 on Wii U, and I am okay retiring from that franchise as far as that's concerned. Sonic Racing does not have that kind of power, regardless to how great this game may end up being. Sonic CrossWorlds could score tens across the board from IGN or anywhere else and still won't push as many units as Mario Kart 9, even considering the fact that Sonic Racing CrossWorlds will be multi-platform, whereas Mario Kart is in-house Nintendo. I can't recall knowing any non-Sonic fan that has ever had a Sonic Racing or Sonic Racing riders in their home. But I can tell you every Nintendo Switch owner I have known has Mario Kart. Or even a casual Sonic fan. I've never been inside somebody's house that had any type of Sonic Racing game. Not to bust anybody's bubbles here, but Sonic Riders, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Free Riders, Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed collectively pushed almost 5.1 million units sold. I could not find any data on Team Sonic Racing units sold to date, which tells me it could not have been anything overwhelmingly positive, but just out of extreme, and I do mean extreme, unreal generosity, I will grant it 20 million units sold, which is highly unlikely. I would imagine it might be somewhere around 2 to 3 million units sold, but to prove a point, here's a free 20 million you could only ever dream about. Now, collectively, that's 25.1 million between all those Sonic Racing games. Now, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe for the Nintendo Switch. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe has sold 67.35 million units on the Nintendo Switch. The best-selling Nintendo Switch game. Typical. The game resides with about 2/3 of all Nintendo Switch owners. It has damn near doubled the sales of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate for context. Folks, that is just one Mario Kart game. To give you further context, to seat you firm into reality, the original Mario Kart 8 on the death upon release console, the Wii U, yeah, that Mario Kart 8 even pushed just shy of 8.5 million units sold on its own. Folks, I need you to understand that there are levels to this. Wishful thinking is one thing, but thinking that a Sonic Racing game can even compete with the Mario Kart franchise for units sold and revenue is just crazy talk. How often do we see 2D platforming fighting games come onto the scene and they are hailed as the rival to Super Smash Bros. Or the Smash Bros. Killer, and they all end up disappearing into the void of nothingness? Far too many. Even with professional Smash players hopping into the scene of games like Nickelodeon All-Stars and Multiversus, they could not help save those games. And even with regard to Mario Kart, even Diddy Kong Racing back in the day, a Nintendo IP couldn't rival Mario Kart. Honestly, Mario Kart 9 could be the most complete and utter trash Mario game to date, which I doubt that will happen. And Sonic could be leagues better than it, and Sonic CrossWorlds would still pale in comparison to units sold. That is how much of a cultural icon Mario Kart is. That's a wrap for today's episode. I appreciate each and every one of you for stepping in, showing your love, showing your support, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Now I could sit here and smack you all around with the generic like, comment, subscribe BS, but nobody gives a damn about that. So do whatever the hell you want to do, because you're going to do it anyway. Now, I'm going to give you to the count of 10 to get your ugly, yellow, no good keister off my property before I pump your guts full of lead. I am Boo, and I am out.
Keep the change, you filthy animal.